What's up guys? TJ here, Kayak USA. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install a Rhino Rack track system in the top of a camper shell. I wanted to be able to take the kayaks with me and the camper all together, so I did a lot of research and I found out that Rhino Rack, they had a lot of good reviews and kind of exactly what I was looking for. I didn't want to just drill 2 holes, you know, and put stationary racks on top of my truck. I wanted to be able to adjust them or take them on and off if I wanted to. Well, I contacted Rhino Rack and I told them what I was looking for, and I've done some research and I kind of seen they had something like what I needed. So I ended up going with the Rhino Rack track system. I'm going to be putting on this camper shell. It's a Lear camper shell I picked up. The 2 tracks are going to mount right on the top of my camper shell on each side, and the rail system, I'll be able to slide it back and forth. And in the future, they actually have these big racks, you know, that you could actually stand up and walk on, that I can take my rails off and actually put the rack down and put anything up there I want to. Let's get into putting this thing on. Alright, so we've got the Rhino Rack unboxed. As you can see, the little montage I did there. Got it all unboxed, got everything out. There's a lot of little stuff, but it doesn't look too complicated. I think we'll be able to do this pretty easy. It's got keys that come with the end lock, so once we get the rack system on top of the truck, my rails, I'll be able to lock them on and nobody can walk off with my, you know, rails. This is some pretty nice stuff. Everything looks heavy duty. The actual bolts that are going to hold the track system down through the camper shell, they all come with their own little O-rings, and looks like galvanized screws, so it can never rust. Track system, everything looks really good. So I've got the truck in here. I'm going to get a ladder and we're going to do some measuring and make sure that I get every drill hole just perfect before I mount it on here. The bad thing is as you've seen at the beginning of this video, when I back the truck in, if you look at the very top of my truck coming in the door, I've only got like maybe this much clearance, and I won't be able to bring my truck in here with those racks on. If I do, I'm going to tear something up. I hope I don't ever accidentally mess up and try to drive it in here with a rack system on. But what I can do is I can take the keys, pop the rails out, put them in the bed of in the cab of the truck, and then I could just drive right in, because the actual track system is only about, I don't know, 1.5 inches tall maybe. And once it's locked down on the top, I should be able to squeeze the truck in the garage to do oil changes and stuff. I usually park outside anyway. It's no big deal to me. I like to come and bring it in here when I do oil changes, or if I'm gonna do a tune-up or something. But other than that, I park outside anyway. So I'll probably end up leaving the rack system on. I have to remember once I get this on here that I can't fit in here anymore. All right, so let's move up to the top of the cab. Okay, now that we've got everything unpacked and unboxed, move to the top of the camper shell. Sorry for the bad lighting. There's not a lot of light in here. There's 2 tracks that has to go on each side. You'll know which one to put on because in the manual it says the curved side, as you can see right here, goes to the outside of the camper shell, and the flat side goes to the inside of the camper shell. Also, on the tracks, let's see if I can get it in the angle here. See this square cut open in the track? Here's the track, and then there's a square slot cut off, and that's only on one end. The other end does not have it. It's straight. So we want to put this. Let's see if I can get it in the light. This square end goes to the back of the camper shell. The goal is to get the tracks as far apart as possible without being on the curve of the outside of the shell. So as soon as your shell starts to flatten off, mine's got a natural curve in it for a pretty good way. So mine's going to go further up on the top, I believe. And then what I'm going to do, let me grab you guys. I'm going to measure from my window up to the track all the way across and make sure I'm even from my window here. Then I'm going to measure from the tip of my cab. I'm going to find a measuring point and come to this, and I'm going to make sure that I'm even on both sides so that everything is centered and even in the way it should be. After I get everything centered up where I need it, I'm going to mark it, and we'll look back in the instructions. Alright, I found old fabric tape measure. That should work really well because it's curved, and my regular tape measure, I don't know how accurate I'd be able to get with it, but with this I can curve it right up against it, set it, and know exactly where I'm marking. I got a crayon I'm going to try to use to make my marks. Seems to be doing okay. Now I'm going to go 8 inches all the way across. Okay, I went back in and got a Sharpie. I want to be able to, my drill holes, I want to be able to see them really good. The crayon does a good job. I can show you guys what I've got so far. I've got a green crayon line, and these are my dots where I'm going to be drilling the holes. I'm just going to go back and go over them with a Sharpie, so when I get up here to drill my holes, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do 8 3/4 in between each. I'm going to start off on each end of the bed rail. Each end of the track. Hold on. Hello?
Where you at?
I'm on top of my truck installing this rack system.
How long is that going to take you?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Well, take a break.
I got to get this done before I go to work tomorrow.
I'm very disappointed in you.
Yeah, I know.
Bye.
Bye. That's my uncle. We play Fortnite together every night on PlayStation, and because it's wintertime, you know me, I like to be outside all the time. But it's been too freaking cold for me to go outside, so I got addicted to playing Fortnite, and now they expect me to be on there every night. But it's actually 60-something degrees today, so I'm getting stuff done. Alright, got all my lines, my dots marked, as you can see. This is the edge of the track, 3/4 in. I marked a dot, and then every 8 3/4 on a straight line I marked. And then on this end, from the edge, I went 3/4 over and marked another dot. So now I have to drill a bunch of holes in the top of my new camper shell. This is the scary part. It says drill holes through cap using a 1/4 inch drill bit. Well, let me grab my drill. I'm so nervous about this part. Got the drill, got the 1/4 inch drill bit. stomach is getting nauseous right now just by thinking that I'm going to drill a hole where there shouldn't be a hole. But I guess I gotta do it. So here goes nothing. That was scary. Let's hope my marks are right. Okay. I just had a panic attack for a second there. Let me tell you what happened. So the instructions say, let me get them out and show you. It says mark end holes 5/8 inch from the end of the track, and then 6 holes are to be drilled for each track. Okay. It is 6 holes plus the 2 end holes, which is 8 total. All that stuck out in my head was drill 6 holes for each track, because it says 6 holes are to be drilled for each track. That's one sentence in this instructions. Well, I marked just like it said to mark, and as I'm drilling, I just realized I was fixing to have to hit my 7th and 8th hole. 6 holes per track is what it says. So I panicked. I hopped down, started counting all the bolts that are going to go in this track to bolt it down, and there are 8 for each side. So it says right here, let's see, right here, 6 holes for each track. That's not accurate. It's actually 8 holes. So we're good to go. I can continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let me get these last 2 drilled. All right, my camper shell now has 8 holes in the back. It says to get a shop vac. Ooh, lost my crayon. Get a shop vac and vacuum up the fiberglass. I got a better idea. We got a leaf blower that I've just, I'm outside anyway in the garage. I'm just going to blow it out in the garage. Don't blow everything else up. Lost my crayon, but I got rid of it. Alright, I'm going to clean it up and show you guys the holes. Alright, here's the holes. And it's 8 total. Each hole's 1/4 inch. And I started 3/4 inch off the end of my mark. Sorry about that. Battery died. Alright, let's get back to it. T-bolts, O-rings. This is how they look. Get the T-bolt with the O-ring. Got 6 with O-rings. These are the rubber end caps. They're flexible, and that is why these are going to go at the end of each track, and that the end T-bolt is what's going to go through there, and that's going to should seal it up itself, I guess. So I don't think there's any special way that it has to go in there. I'm assuming that we'll start with a no O-ring because it's going to be on one end. I'm going to put my 6 O-ring T-bolts in here. Now I'll show you how it looks. So I've got my end cap on, curved to the back, there's a flat side so they can only go on one way. This little rubber flap here goes on over the final stud on each end. That gives it the O-ring. Then my 6 with the O-rings are going to be in here. And I'm assuming I'm just going to slide them down to about where they're going to be, which was about 8 3/4 inch apart. Somewhere in there. I'm sure when I pick it up they're all going to slide back together anyway. Now the bottom of these tracks has paper on them covering up a soft cushion gasket. I'm just going to throw that down. Now we're going to install this on top of the truck and hope that my holes are right. And I've got a little bit of curve to mine, so there's one track. And we're going to go to the inside and screw the nuts on. And they're really nice. They have a handle on them, so you just can hand tighten them. And I know that it says that you're supposed to, yeah, it says here in the book, you're supposed to start in the middle, of course, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just work your way out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 8 of them in here with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to go to the inside of my cab, which it might be dark. I got a little bit of a light. And let's see if you can see the screws poking out. You can't. It's horrible lighting. Let's see if I got a light over here I can use. I do. And see there? There's my screws coming through. Luckily I didn't have any kind of ribs or anything like that in the top of the cab that it was going to give me problems. So now I'm just going to get under here and tighten all these screws down. So just finished tightening them all up. It's pretty warm in the back of this truck. It is insulated. So as you can see, let me see if I can get a good shot for you. I got them all screwed down. That's how they look once they're in there. Got them all tight. I started in the middle, worked my way out. Now if we move to the cab of the truck, turn the slide out. You can see my rail all the way down. Open holes in the back. It runs all the way down. Now I'm going to double check my measurement, which earlier I measured from the top of my window to this line here, to the edge of the track, was 8 inches. And I had 5.5 inches from the end of the rail before I put the end piece on to the curve of the cap. I'm going to measure the other side, get a light over there so I can actually see what I'm doing, and get the other side installed, and then we'll start the track of the rails. Now I successfully have both rails installed. Measurements are the same. You can look across the front and see there's the distance between there and the distance between there is the same. I'm 8 inches from the side of the rail to my windows all the way down. Everything's sitting flush, so I'm ready to move on to adding the rails. Going by the manual, it says we need to use these square. They're like nuts. They're threaded on the inside. They're supposed to drop into the rack and then slide down. And then from there we're going to install these pieces. There's 2 screws that take the special Allen head. It's got a hole in the middle so that these can go down in there. That's a good idea too, because someone can't just like unscrew these off the top with the regular Allen head. They have to have this special Allen head to even take this back off the truck. So there's 2 for each one. That means there's going to be 4 of these guys. And this is what they look like installed. Got the 2 screws I tightened down in the track system. And I got them kind of even right across. I put this one with the edge of the track on the front, and the back was the same thing. So here's my dilemma. I can't go ahead and put together my rails because I'm still in the garage. So what I'm going to do is, they also come with these really cool little, see it says Rhino Rack. Now these are so whenever you got your rails off, you can pop these on there and it keeps water or anything from getting in them. We're going to pull this thing outside and finish the assembly. Alright, so it started raining on me last night, so I didn't get to finish video and everything. It got dark. It actually, I don't know if you could tell in that last clip, but it was actually starting to sprinkle on the truck as I started to do everything. So I finished everything off camera in the dark and the rain because I wanted to get it done. But I'm fixing to show you guys the final product. I'm gonna go grab the kayak. Let's see how many attempts it takes me to get this thing up on here. Here she is, still covered in sand. Been trapped in the basement all winter. She's ready to go. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys, but I built myself this little table that I keep my kayak on in storage, and I put wheels on it. Those wheels actually are the caster wheels that come with my trailer that I built. I put them on this old skinny fold-up table that we had, and I put the caster wheels down there. I've got 2 PVC runners across the top of this table, and I've actually got my kayak loosely strapped to the table, and when I want to move it around, you see how easily I just wheel it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wheel it out to the door. It's the first time she's seen daylight in a while. I'm going to unstrap her, and I'm going to try to get this kayak up here without killing myself. Let's try the back approach first. Alright, she's on there. This is it. What do you think? Ooh, that sun. See, I got 2 straps here. Got one in the back. And it's locked on. It's not going anywhere. And it's not going to hit the cab of my truck. If you can see this here, I've still got, I don't know, 5 inches under there. And I can bounce it all I wanted. It's not going to touch the cab of my truck. I'm happy with it. I like it. I think if I moved it to the side, I can get a second kayak up here. What's really neat about this Rhino Rack setup is there's a track in the top of this, not just the bottom so you can move it around. There's a track up under this rubber guard that I popped in. It's weather stripping, and they sell attachments. They sell kayak holders. They sell all kind of attachments that you can buy and add to it. So I'm going to experiment and play with it. You know, hopefully I end up with all kind of cool stuff up here. We'll see how it goes. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up for me. It helps the channel out a whole lot. I mean, we're growing slowly. I took the winter off. I hadn't been uploading anything. I've got a lot of adventures planned this spring and this summer. We're gonna go to a couple of new states and get a lot of stuff taken care of that I need to be taken care of with this YouTube channel. So thanks for sticking around. If you've been with me for a while, keep sharing the videos. Tell your friends about it. If you like what I do, just give me a little bit of support by liking my videos. Thanks. Catch you next time.